What's up, guys? Welcome to the very first episode of Before You Listen, the new series where I'm going to be talking about the latest bands and their upcoming releases. This is where I'm going to be giving you guys some extra history on the band, also going through some of their influences in preparation for their latest release. And on the first episode, we're clearly talking about Bad Omens and their upcoming album, The Death of Peace of Mind. Bad Omens started when vocalist Noah Sebastian was secretly writing lyrics in his previous band titled IMMORALIST. In 2015, Noah contacted some old friends of his, including Nicholas Rufio and Vincent Requier.
You know, my best friend played guitar by default, in the band. That's when he brought on board Vincent. Vincent plays bass in Bad Omens.
I'm probably screwing up these names. We all know I'm bad with names. The four were seeking a drummer, so they put out demos online where Nick Folio joined after submitting an online cover of their demos. As a new band, Bad Omens' sound was actually pretty sick. They sounded pretty raw, aggressive, and pretty catchy as well. It showed a lot of talent for a band that was just kind of like starting out, you know? But yeah, so their demo EP was that good that they quickly caught the eye of Sumerian Records, who recommended them taking most of their tracks and putting them on a full length. So yeah, the band was pretty stoked, and after months of rehearsal, they set off to Belleville, New Jersey. Not Belleville, Ontario. I know where your mind is going. That super famous town in Ontario? No, they went to Belleville, New Jersey. But once they arrived in New Jersey, they recorded their debut album with Will Putney. No big deal or anything. It's only the guy that, recorded albums for North Lane, Knock Loose, Every Time I Die, Thy Art Is Murder, The End of the Affliction, Silent Planet, Orange Jean, just to name a few. So that same year, the band releases a single with a music video for Glass Houses. It got some attention that soon after they released Exit Wounds. By the way, these songs, they're bangers. So yeah, the band was gaining some momentum, which landed them to play at the 10-year Sumerian Records tour, which included Born Osiris, After the Burial, Veil of Maya, and Era. That would have been a sick-ass show, man. Fast forward to April 2016, and they released The Worst in Me, which put Bad Omens into the limelight with 1 million streams in a month. Okay, so the band officially started in 2015, and in 2016, their songs are already getting 1 million plays on streaming platforms. Like, that's pretty friggin' impressive, man. The success gave Bad Omens an opening spot on the 10 Years in the Black tour, a tour by Sumerian with headliners Asking Alexandria and supporting acts like Veil of Maya, After the Burial, Upon a Burning Body, I See Stars, and Born Osiris. So yeah, the band was finding some newfound success, which made them kind of want to work with other artists, including Noah, who worked with Winds of Plague, that American deathcore band. Also embarking on their largest tour ever for the Parkway Drive Reverence tour. After the tour, the band took time off to begin writing their sophomore album on December 16, 2019. A few months later, Bad Omens released Finding God Before God Finds Me on August 2nd, 2019, which landed number 7 on the Billboard US Hard Rock chart. Yeah, so for a sophomore release, this was actually really good, especially for a metalcore band, but they did have some criticisms, and you might have heard this criticism already when it comes to Bad Omens, but their albums and their sound was very similar to Bring Me the Horizon, especially from the Sempiternal era. But the band has addressed these comments as flattering yet frustrating. My personal opinion is that Bad Omens tend to write some pretty solid metalcore music, but the Bring Me the Horizon comparisons are pretty uncanny. It sounds very similar to Sempiternal. You watch any other reactors first time listening to Bad Omens, and they seem to make the same comparison too. It just seems like a band that's still trying to find their identity, but they still have a really wicked sound. However, Noah has cited that Linkin Park, Deftones, Slipknot, Disturbed, and 30 Seconds to Mars are some of his main influences. The band was set to do their first US headlining tour with support from bands like Oh Sleeper. Gotta check them out. Oh Sleeper's really sick. Thousand Below and Bloodline in February and March 2020. March 2020, kind of a bad month to start anything, really. So the remainder of the tour was indefinitely postponed. During this time, to stay at home, watch Netflix, and play video games like the rest of the world was doing allowed Bad Omens to focus on writing again. Noah has mentioned that the record was a significant one for Bad Omens and drawing inspiration in the ongoing pandemic. Making the record changed us as songwriters and musicians. In many ways, I feel like it set me free as an artist because every decision made in the writing process was for myself with no fear for anyone else's expectations of what our third album should sound like, be it our fans or our record label. The Death of Peace of Mind is the third studio album by Bad Omens and is set to release on Sumerian Records Friday, February 25th. So far with the latest singles, it's really showing the band's variety, their willingness to be experimental. Also, their songwriting has gone pretty refined too. Judging by the singles, it really feels like their most ambitious release yet with, you know, songs like Artificial Suicide. What Do You Want From Me? Of course, the title track, The Death of Peace of Mind. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked for the new record, so expect a full album reaction and review soon on Patreon. But guys, I'm curious to know how stoked you are on the album, so comment down below, spice up my life. Guys, are you excited for Bad Omens' new release, or are you kind of like disappointed in the newest releases? Also, what do you think of this new series? Would you like to see more for bands that are dropping, you know, highly anticipated albums? Let me know in the comments down below. Last but not least, if you got to this point in the video and haven't clicked off yet, then I appreciate you, man. Feel free to hit that subscribe button. Feel free to leave a like, enjoy the video. But on that, thank you for tuning in. Till next time. Peace.